It is Monday afternoon. We just finished our weekly staff meeting, and I thought it'd be a good time to come and chat with one of our staff and interview them, just like we did Rodney last week. Let you know a little bit more about him. Can you guess who it is? Can you tell? It is Andy Lackey. Andy, appreciate you letting me come in here and do this.
All right, glad to do it.
Well, let's just start off kind of like we did with Rodney. Just help the people get to know you a little bit better.
Okay.
Where were you born and when?
Statesville, North Carolina, 1968, September 14th.
September 14th, 68. So that makes you what?
51.
51, 52 in September.
That's right.
So you lived in Iredell County your whole life?
Well, I moved to Raleigh to college, NC State, for 4 years, and then we lived in Charlotte after that for about 12 years.
Who's we?
Oh, after Indy and I got married.
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
So where'd you go to elementary school?
Celeste Hinkle.
Was Eber your principal?
He was my principal.
Wow.
And my mom was a third grade school teacher there, too. So my mom was a teacher, and Mr. Hudson was my principal.
Did you have your mom as a teacher?
I did not.
They kept you out of it on purpose, you think?
Yeah, because Mary and Cheryl was my third grade teacher. Her and my mom both taught third grade, so they gave me Miss Cheryl. So, yeah.
All right. Did either one of them ever give you a paddling?
No, but I remember going to Mr. Hudson's office one time.
You want to tell us about that?
I thought I was going to get in trouble, but he was very kind.
What grade was that?
I don't even remember. Maybe 4th, 5th, something like that. Yeah.
What'd you do?
I think I said something mean to somebody. And I was told I was a bully. So
that didn't scar you?
Didn't scar me. No. He was very. I thought I was going to get ripped, but he was very kind, very gentle, very encouraging. So.
He found out you weren't a bully. It's amazing that he voted for you to be on staff here.
That's right. Yeah. Very good.
I guess you changed his mind about your bullying nature.
Yeah.
So after Celeste Hinkle, I guess you went to West?
West Middle, then West Iredell. Yes, graduated in West Iredell in 1986.
1986. So you and I are at high school about the same time.
Yeah.
I bet we kind of saw each other every once in a while.
Yeah.
And I know we did at NC State.
State, right? Because I remember. I think I know I told you this before, but when we first came to Western Avenue to visit, you got up and did the welcome announcements or something like that, and I looked at my wife and I said, I don't know who he is, but I have seen that guy before somewhere. And then later you told me you were at State. You told me you worked in the gym, Carmichael, and I was there like every day playing basketball. So if you were there every day, I was there every day. Our paths would have crossed.
I bet we played some intramurals or some Thursday night pickup games against each other.
Probably did, yes.
I don't remember being dominated by a big tall guy. I would have remembered that. Being slammed on by a 6'4" Western Iredell guy.
Yeah, I wasn't slamming on anybody, so no, you're safe there.
You did play high school basketball, didn't you?
I did, yeah.
You were pretty good from what I understand.
Decent, yeah, I was average.
What was the most points you ever scored in one game?
29.
29?
Yeah.
Who was that against? You remember?
I actually did twice. Once I was against one of the teams up in north of here. They were good. They killed us. Oh. But I had 29 points. Surrey. Was it North Surrey?
Surrey Central, North Surrey.
Yeah, I think it's North Surrey. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
How many of those were dunks?
0.
Have you ever dunked it?
Not in the game, no.
Oh, but you have on practice?
Yeah, back in the day I could just barely maybe get it over. That's about it, yeah.
What about now?
Oh, no. If I can get the net, I'd be happy. And I'm 6'4".
What'd you major in at NC State?
Electrical engineering.
When did you know? Did you decide that when you got there, or you knew before you got there?
No, I had no idea. I went undeclared. So my freshman year I was undecided, and second year I chose that. The reason I chose it, I'm embarrassed to say, I've probably told you this before too, but I was looking at a magazine and it listed the top starting incomes for freshmen.
Yeah.
And electrical engineering was like 1 or 2. I was like, I don't know what they do, but they make a lot of money, so I'm going to do that.
That's exactly why I ended up an engineer myself.
Yeah.
And I had a picture of a Mercedes-Benz that I put on my desk because that's what I was going to buy as soon as I struck it rich as a mechanical engineer.
Yeah.
Oh, so neither one of us are engineering anymore. Did you ever do any engineering work?
Well, my first job out of college, I worked for a company in Charlotte, and it was a sales company, but I was kind of like a sales engineer type of position, yeah. But I was never like an engineer per se. So.
Then sales pretty much became what you did.
Yeah, it did. Yeah, I only did that for several years, and then I made a big career change, went into the insurance industry.
Well, take me through your vocational career? What, you left college and you went to work for that company?
Went to work for a company. That's what, that company was in Charlotte. So as soon as I graduated, I moved to Charlotte and started working for them. And it was maybe 4 or 5 years later, is one of my neighbors was in the insurance industry, and they had a position open up, and he just asked me if I would be interested in interviewing. And next thing you know, I'm on a plane heading up north for an interview, and I decided to make a career change. And it was a great, I loved it, great career, great people. And yeah. So,
and that was a Hartford?
No, initially it was a company called Unum, the big disability company, and so that's who it was.
All right.
And, so then eventually I transitioned and left and went to a company called Hartford.
So then after insurance, that's when you entered into the ministry. What kind of jobs did you have in high school?
In high school? For 3 weeks, I was a bus boy at the Western Steer over on Highway 90.
Did you get fired?
Didn't get fired, no. But then my hobby was doing magic. And as I was bussing tables, I had read this magazine about this restaurant in Florida where they had these magicians they would hire to come around the tables and do magic close up table to table to kind of kill the time after the order had been taken. And so I thought, hey, I want to do that. So I went to Glutton's Restaurant, took my briefcase in, and spoke to the manager and said, this is what I'd like to try to do. And so they let me go on the spot right there and do a trial with the table. So I went over to the table and entertained them, and they hired me, and so I started working at Glutton's on weekends.
But you weren't salaried?
All I made with them was pure tips and food.
Tips come in pretty good?
Tips came in great. And then I went to Raleigh at NC State. That's also what I did. So on Friday and Saturday nights I worked at a restaurant. They actually did pay me. It was a restaurant called Daryl's.
On Hillsborough?
Well, there was one in Hillsborough. I worked at the one on
Glenwood?
Yeah,
Okay.
right at the mall. Yeah, I was there every Friday and Saturday night.
I bet I saw you, because we used to go to Daryl's and eat ribs.
Oh yeah, it was a great place. Yeah.
Plus the one up on US 1, Wake Forest Road.
Yeah. I didn't ever go up there, but yeah. So yeah.
When did you catch the magic bug?
When I was very young, my parents took me to see a magic show at the Gray Auditorium at Statesville High School, and I don't remember who the magician was, but I was telling Sam Morrow about that experience, and he shared with me they used to have a magician come to the Gray, and I bet it was the same guy about the same time, and his name was
Wasn't Bill McClaury, was it?
No, it wasn't Bill McClaury. I did see him when I was in 8th grade at West Middle.
Was he Willie the Clown?
He just came as a magician.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But this guy was a magician with not FCA, Campus Crusade for Christ, and I can't remember blank what the guy's name was, but he was apparently a Christian illusionist, and so that may have been who I saw that I caught the bug from. I'm not really sure, but anyway, so just got interested in doing it as a hobby and just kind of.
What was the first trick you mastered?
I don't remember the first trick. I remember the first trick I really bought was when my dad got for me. We went to Raleigh, North Carolina, to the state fair, and it was those little foam rubber sponge balls. Like one would disappear and jump from one hand to the other hand. That one. So been doing it ever since.
So how much money would you make on a good night at Glutton's?
Maybe $100, something like that. Yeah,
it's not bad.
Yeah, not bad. Yeah,
not bad at all.
Yeah.
Plus food, huh?
Plus food. That's right. They had great food too. Yeah.
So you graduated from NC State, worked a couple jobs. When during that process did you meet India, your wife?
Yes. So I got my job. I was in Charlotte, and I was going. My sister's husband was a football coach in Morganton. And so they were having a football game, so I went with my parents. Wanted to see one of their games, and this is an interesting fact. My wife's brother is married to my sister.
Okay.
So they were already married.
Two siblings married each other.
Right, exactly. So I went to the football game. That's where I saw India there, and we started having a conversation. And,
how old were you?
I was probably 21, 22 in that range. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I think 22, yeah.
Where'd y'all go on your first date?
Went to a restaurant in Winston, right off, I forget the name of the restaurant. That's my wife. But it's, God, what's the name of the restaurant? But all I remember was I was showing her these magic tricks.
Smooth operator.
Exactly. And she said the only reason she went on a second date was because she liked the magic trick I did or something like that. So real cheesy, I know, but anyway, it worked. I got a second date anyway.
So do you think she liked you first or you liked her first?
I tell everybody at the football game that she was hitting on me the whole night, but that's probably actually the opposite.
How long did you date before you asked her to marry you?
We dated a couple of years. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
How'd you propose? More magic?
No, it was Christmas Eve.
Oh, that's when Rodney asked his.
Oh,
wife.
really? Okay. Yeah.
Rodney and Linda got engaged on Christmas Eve.
All right. Okay.
So what'd you do? He put his in a stocking. What?
No, I didn't do that. I just bent down to one knee and said, "This is your Christmas gift," that kind of thing.
So her house, your house, or out in?
It was at my house in Charlotte. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And then you got married. That was Christmas. When did you get married?
We got married on June the 18th, 1994.
Okay.
Yeah.
And she moved in with you down in
Mm-hmm.
Charlotte.
Yeah, sure did.
So that was 94. When did you move back to Iredell County?
We moved back to Iredell County around 2002, 2003, in that range.
And why?
Yeah, we had some property. It was my parents' property, and we were just looking to get back up this way. But I was still working in Charlotte, so I was going to have to commute. And so we decided just to build a house there. And
Over there on Island Ford?
On Island Ford, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that house still there?
Yeah, still there. So
Okay.
where we live now, yeah.
Who lives there?
I'm sorry, Lewis Ferry. That's where I live now.
Oh, Lewis Ferry.
right.
Oh, that.
Island Ford is, Island Ford is that's our farmhouse, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, so that you moved here around 2002 or so. That's about the time y'all came here.
Yes. Oh, yeah. As soon as we moved here, we started looking for a church. And so as soon as we got here, it wasn't that long after we started coming to Western Avenue. So.
What brought you here?
Well, we were, like I said, looking for a church, and I was up at Hartford, Connecticut for a sales meeting, and so my wife said she was going to go to visit a church this weekend, and I know you heard me say this before also, but I told her I didn't want to go to a Baptist church because I grew up Lutheran. I didn't want to go to a large church. I grew up in a very small church. And so she called me that afternoon and told me that she had gone to this church called Western Avenue, and I thought, I think it's a Baptist church. I think it's a big church.
Were you familiar with it much?
Not that much. I mean, somewhat, but not. Didn't really know anything at all about it.
Uh-huh.
The only really big Baptist church I knew of was Beulah, because that's close to where I grew up.
Yeah, in West Iredell.
West Iredell, yeah.
Okay.
So
you came with her soon after?
The next Sunday came to see the service, and we sat in the back corner right there at the door, so I could get out early.
Did you have a golf game that afternoon?
I probably had a tea time, I guess, and I just never forget. Skip Carton got up there and just started preaching the word, and I was like, wow, this is great. This was very refreshing and just eye-opening, life-changing.
Y'all must have filled out one of those guest cards, because I remember coming to your house.
Yes.
I believe it was Skip and Carrie and I.
Yes.
And I don't think you were there.
That's when I was gone.
Yeah.
I think y'all went that day, or maybe it could have been it was the next week.
Probably the Tuesday. I think we used to do that on
maybe
Tuesday
that's what it
nights.
was. Okay.
We showed up, and it was India and Drew, and I guess Devin would have been, what, 4 or 5? No.
He was born in 2000, so he'd been 2 or 3.
2 or 3.
Yeah.
I don't remember him. I remember Drew.
Yeah.
And Carrie connecting with Drew a little bit.
Right.
Helping understand his needs. And
Yeah.
And Indy, of course, I remember her being a little stressful. He was like, calm down, we understand. My wife's special education.
Right.
Understand all this sort of thing.
Yeah, that was always the hard part for us, trying to find a church too, because Drew had his challenges, and so it was one of those places you never really felt real comfortable, going to a church and dropping him off in a Sunday school classroom where maybe they weren't equipped to help him. And I just remember that India said that you or Carrie or Skip, one of them anyway, just made the comment that, well, we don't really have anything for special needs children here, but we'll do whatever to help you out. And boy, and for us, that was life-changing. So, yeah.
And I remember when you came here, you got baptized.
Yes.
I think I baptized
you. Baptized me. And Andy Rosenbaum the same day.
Yeah, I remember that day.
Yes.
2 big fellas. That's great. When did you know that the Lord was calling you into ministry?
Well, we were. I was helping Greg Davis teach a Sunday school class here at the church, and I told my wife, I said, I think I'd like to maybe go to seminary. I just really feel like that's how the Lord's leading me, to go get some extra education. Not wanting to go into ministry at all.
Were you a deacon at this time?
I wasn't a deacon at this time. I don't think I was yet. But just wanted some extra education to be a better teacher, better husband, father, that type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And anyway, didn't know anything on it. About a year later, I said it again. And I remember India saying that, wow, I think that maybe the Lord's talking to you. Maybe you need to kind of explore that. So I started exploring it more and found out that there was a program in Charlotte with a seminary called Gordon Conwell where you could actually keep your career, go at night, go on weekends, type of thing. And so I enrolled there. And
how long did it take you to complete that?
A little more than 5 years. Yeah. So
5 years.
It took a while. Yeah, 5 years. So.
And when did you realize maybe this is what he wants me to do?
Yeah. Well, first I'll back up a little bit. Early in my seminary career, I'll never forget one of my professors made the comment that he said, some of you guys and ladies don't know why you're here right now, but oftentimes what will happen is you go through your seminary career, the Lord will begin to clarify your call. That kind of stuck with me a little bit. And then towards the end of my seminary career, I started really feeling my call, like maybe the Lord wanted me to do something different vocationally and possibly pastoral ministry. And didn't know what that would look like, had no idea I would ever go and leave my corporate career to go into pastoral ministry, but that's where the Lord led us. So.
Did you have some conversation with Skip about it?
Yeah, you were in the room because Skip called me in his office one day right before I graduated, and he asked me, what I planned on doing next, and I kind of shared with him what I just shared with you about this call I felt like I had, and that's when he asked me if I'd be interested in maybe coming on staff here at Western Avenue, and so yeah.
I remember that. We had to create a position. I remember Skip very adamantly, just like you did with Rodney, we're not going to let this guy get away from us. He's too valuable, his heart's too good, he fits in well, and so basically created an associate pastor position for you that you filled.
Yeah.
So when was your first day?
First day was official day was January 1, 2013.
Wow, so it's already been a little over 7 years.
Yes.
Wow. What do you like about working here? What do you like about serving Western Avenue?
Gosh, that's a big question. There's a lot of answers to that. First of all, the people here are phenomenal. Let's just face it, we have great people at this church. Wonderful people who love the Lord, who love God's Word, and they're not here just as for a social hour. They're here because they genuinely love the Lord, want to be fed the Word of the Lord, and so great people, great staff. I mean, we have to face it. We have. I think people are envious of the staff that we have here. The fact that we just get along so well. We're all such good friends, so close, and it's just a fun place to work. I remember when I was in the corporate world. A lot of times on Sunday nights, I get that little sick feeling in my stomach, like, oh, I've got to go back to work tomorrow because I've got a big presentation or I've got to travel or something going on. And I've never had that feeling once since I've been here. I look forward to Monday mornings. I look forward to our staff lunch. I look forward to our staff meetings. And,
that's great.
Yeah.
So where are your kids now?
My oldest son, Drew, he's 23 now. And
23.
He lives with us. And Devin is a freshman at NC State University, but he's back home now because of all the stuff with the coronavirus. And then Christian is a junior at Statesville Christian School.
So you got all three boys at home now.
All three at home, that's right, yes.
How are the college student and the high schooler doing with the changes?
Yeah, everybody's doing good. Yeah, we're actually surprisingly, it's been better than I think we thought it was going to be. But everybody's kind of adjusting well. Yeah.
Well, let's just what book you been reading the most recently that's made an impact on you?
Well,
besides your Big Magic book.
Yeah, I was going to say, I just got in a Big Magic book last week, but this is a book I'm reading right now. It's called Confronting Christianity. It's kind of an apologetics book. Mm-hmm. It's excellent. So I've really been reading through that, enjoying that. That's probably as far as influential books, but yeah, I did just get in the Big Magic book last week.
Is it what you hoped it would be?
Yeah, it's amazing.
So we're going to see some new tricks next
time?
time?
Yeah, you'll probably see some new tricks next time.
But you're going to keep the Kiwi in there, right? Because we're still trying to figure out the Kiwi.
Yeah, that'll still be in there, yeah.
All right. Yeah. And maybe some new jokes?
Maybe. We'll work on some new jokes, too, yeah.
What was the first concert you ever went to?
The first one, I think, was Neil Diamond with my mom and dad.
Wow.
And
Third wheel.
We went there. I think my sister too. We went and to that, and he came out, and my dad was a big Neil Diamond fan. But like the first one, like with people my own age and all that, was in high school and saw Journey. In Charlotte. Yeah, it was the first one. And Bryan Adams was the opener, and he was brand new. Just had that song "Cuts Like a Knife" come out, and I didn't know who he was. And I was like, "Oh, this guy's going to be good." And next thing you know, of course, he goes on to be.
Yeah, one of his songs was the theme of our prom.
Oh, really?
By the time 84, 85 rolled around.
Yeah.
Would you consider yourself a good dancer when you were in high school?
No one would accuse me of being a good dancer.
So when you go to these concerts, are you the one that stands up and moves around, or you just kind of sit there and enjoy it?
No, I'll move around a little bit. Yeah. I'll enjoy it, but I'll move around a little bit. But I'm not extravagant. So.
Oh, what are you binge watching right now? Anything?
I don't binge watch anything.
Okay.
I'm like the person that does nothing about Netflix.
So you don't.
My whole family's the opposite. You know, my wife, my boys, they have all their Netflix shows. So I'm just not. I don't do any of that. I'm more into reading. And I got my other little things I like to watch. So.
What do you think your favorite musical group from the '80s would have been?
It would have probably been. Well, maybe '80s, maybe Journey or Boston.
Boston.
Yeah, probably one of those two.
You like Journey's rock songs or their ballads?
Both. I can both.
When it comes on, do you sing it really loud?
Oh yeah, yes. Man, when I'm going down the road with the windows down, I have an amazing voice. When nobody's around, people around, it'd be horrible.
Did you have a favorite pet when you were growing up?
Well, yeah, I had a dog. Had a very creative name. His name was Boy.
Remember Boy?
That's right. We called him Boy, and I love that dog. And
what kind was it?
It was a stray dog. I don't know what it was. It wasn't like a breed that you would know. Yeah, and we had some cats. So of course we have dogs now. We're big dog people in our house.
You said you never got a spanking in school. When's the last time you got a paddling or a spanking from your mom or dad? Or did you never?
No, I'm sure not from my mom. My dad would lay the law down pretty handily, and that was my mom's. That's the way she would always discipline us. She's like, your dad when he gets here, here your dad, his car's coming, and as soon as we hear the car coming, we'd straighten up.
That was scary.
We'd scramble. Yes. Yeah.
Which now it's just you and your sister, right?
Yes, right. Yeah.
Which one of y'all were the best behaved?
Oh, definitely my sister. Oh, and she was definitely the best behaved. Yes.
Did you ever at any time, and I know everybody has the answer to this, but drive your car off of a cliff?
Yes, I did.
What happened?
All right, so this was my sophomore year in high school, and so me and 4 of my best friends decided we'd go roll some yards one night, and so we made a couple stops already. And then our final stop of the night, we were completing our artwork, and the house where we were at, the man walked outside to take his dog to the bathroom and saw us, and so we ran to our car. And so we get in our car, we start taking off down this road, and next thing you know, this man is behind us in his car. And the last thing I remember was was one of my friends. I told my friend driving. I said there was a 90-degree turn up here at this road. You need to slow down. And then my other friend says, "No, don't stop. He'll get our license plate number." At that point in time, we go flying off of this cliff and land on the road below. And somehow, of course, the car was totaled, but we were all okay.
And that's over there near Beulah Church, isn't it?
Near Beulah Church is correct. Yes. That's where it was at.
I'd love to have video of all y'all's faces as you're hurtling through the air. You think you squealed a little bit?
I don't know. It was a little like time stopped. I mean, I was in the front, and I saw us going, so I just ducked, and of course my face went into the dashboard, and I had a broke nose and all that kind of stuff. But that was the worst. I mean, one guy got his shoulder messed up. And
oh wow!
It was amazing that nothing worse happened.
That is amazing. I've seen that. You showed me where that happened. It's mind blowing that y'all weren't broke some legs or something.
Yeah.
So it's a typical day at West Iredell, your senior year.
Okay.
What are you wearing?
What am I wearing?
Were you a prep kind of guy or a country western kind of guy?
No, I wasn't country western. I wasn't really prep either. I was just probably just average jeans, leather jacket, that kind of thing. Yeah.
What was your favorite brand of tennis shoe?
I think back then it probably would have been Nikes, I guess. Yeah, Nikes then.
I remember when New Balance first came out. They were hot. They were hot.
Yeah.
In middle school, I remember being a big pony guy. Remember pony?
Oh yeah. I forgot about the ponies. Yeah.
Who was your very first really serious girlfriend?
Ooh. Well, I guess it was a girl. Her name was Lisa.
You don't have to give me a last name.
Yeah, so I give me. Yeah.
Was that middle school or?
That would have been high school.
High school. Okay. You didn't really have any girlfriends up to then, or?
Not really. No.
Just playing it cool.
Yeah.
That's good. How do you feel about pineapple on a pizza?
Yeah, pineapple on a pizza is good. Yeah.
What scared you as a child that still scares you today?
Snakes.
Really?
I hate snakes. I despise snakes.
How do you feel about spiders?
No, they don't bother me at all.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if you were sitting in a box filled with snakes or a box filled with spiders, you choose the spiders?
I'd choose a spider. Yeah. Snakes. No. Yeah.
Okay. When you were middle school, high school, who would you consider to be your celebrity crush?
I guess that would have been the days of Farrah Fawcett, right?
Oh, really?
It had to have been. I mean, I had the poster.
Oh, you had the red
Yeah, of course, yeah.
poster in your wall?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I couldn't get away with that one. I had Ron Guidry on my wall.
Okay, there you go. Yeah.
And Terry Bradshaw.
Yeah.
Let's see here. What's your full name?
Frank Anderson Lackey Jr.
So, I guess that's coming from your pop?
Yes. He
right.
was senior, Frank Anderson Lackey Sr. And then Drew, my oldest son, is Frank Anderson Lackey III.
Okay.
And so, but we nicknamed him Drew.
So, what'd your dad go by?
Frank.
Have you ever broken any bones?
Yeah. I broke my ankle when I was playing football in sophomore year.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
You got any cool scars?
No cool scars. When I was born, I had surgery, like almost a little scars.
Oh, really?
It's hard to see it anymore, but yeah.
You ever been thrown out of a public place?
No, I have not.
Not yet.
Not yet, that's right.
Well, Andy, I appreciate it. I hope our people enjoy getting to know a little bit more about you. And we'll try to get some others in here as well.
All right, very good. Thank you.
All right.